Hey there, everyone. Eric Schneider here for GayLoveMatters.com, your sex and relationship counselor, coach, and educator. I know it's been a while. I was inspired by a fan who sent me a lovely text today about the difference between my podcasts and Dan Savage's podcasts, and I really appreciated the sentiment. It was really sweet. So it got me a little inspired. So that's why I'm here. So what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit today is, or tonight, as I sit here on the couch with Bodhi. If you haven't met Bodhi, Bodhi is my dog. Around the notion of conflict. There's no such thing as a relationship that doesn't have conflict in it. And conflict is really only problematic if how can I say this? Let's put it this way. It's not about having conflict. The potential in conflict is actually increased intimacy. But a lot of people don't really understand that. They see conflict as, two people or with extreme differences that can't be reconciled. And the truth is that's not most of the time what we're fighting about. Most of the time couples are fighting about power or intimacy or lack of intimacy or expectations that are not being met. And it isn't so much the conflict itself that's problematic, but the way in which the conflict unfolds. And very often it's hard for us to, just because we're human, talk about our experiences and feelings without actually having those experiences and feelings sort of take over. But really the potential lies in not the conflict or the fight, but what you do after with the fight that's so important. Right, and so how you go about navigating the conflict after the fact is actually more important than the fight that you had or the content of the fight that you had. And what I mean by this, which is really, it's actually very difficult, is that after a fight you have the opportunity to reflect on your part in the construction of that conflict. And after the fight, after some time passes, sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's a overnight and the next morning or the afternoon of the next day, where you get to say to your partner essentially what was going on for you and talk about, where you were coming from and the part of you that you left out because you were getting so angry or because you were feeling so hurt. And that's really the opportunity to really share. As Brene Brown would talk about, that your authenticity and your vulnerability, to really share the complexity of your experience. Because in the moment of a fight, in the moment of a conflict, in the heat of an argument, you don't have access to that information. But after the fact, if you really reflect on, and ask yourself, what was my role in all of that? What was I bringing to the table? Then maybe you have some potential of really sharing that with your partner. And potentially for them to hear that and for them also to bring in their part and what they were experiencing so that you have a better and deeper understanding of one another and you facilitate that sense of connection and closeness that so many of us are yearning for. Anyhow, that was just my thought for tonight. This is me just experimenting a little bit with the app on my phone because I haven't done one of these in a long time. And so my hope is that in the future, I'll do more. Actually, I'm going to make a commitment to do more. Little tidbits here and there about your relationship and your sex life and your dating life. And I look forward to interacting with you. There is the good old chat function. So I will talk to you soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.